Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
A poor soul of noble origins, a squire tested in battle, a knight-errant forged in Camelot, a man strengthened by love. Join Adam as Sir Goliston and Craig as the Game Master in Blood and Lust, a King Arthur Pendragon duet game of chivalry and mythic adventure. Let us win glory for our king, who will reward us with honors and lands, and the devil take the hindmost. Before we start off with year 533, we're just going to go over a couple of rules that we've been missing. There is a rule about getting glory bonuses for some of your courtly skills when you're at a feast. So now that you are a full-fledged knight, you would take 1/1000th of your glory, so 1, and add it to some of your like courtly skills when you're like attending a feast or making like an app roll, because as you're more glorious, as you're prettier, people tend to give you more leeway to stuff. So you get a plus to your skill 1 for dancing, because even if you step on your partner's toes, oh, you're a glorious knight, you're forgiven a little bit, and that's every 1,000. So if and when you hit your next 1,000 mark, it'll go up to +2. And additionally, another thing we forgot to go over was fashion bonuses. So you did get your 3 lira outfit from Sir Amron the previous year. You should have been getting additional modifiers for that. However, I re-listened to it and I made a mistake, so we're just gonna kind of hand wave that out on one of them. So it does go down to 2 this year, and it will continue to drop in value 1 a year until it kind of becomes rags, which is how a lot of knights and squires would get their clothes. It'd be like hand-me-downs from the rung above them, and they start to get worn out after you wear them pretty much every day for a year.
And a little bit yellowed, a little bit patchy, but still not too bad.
Well, luckily for Sir Goliston, it started off pretty nice, and as it gets more yellowed, it will look closer to your colors anyways.
This is very intentional.
And black hides stains very well.
When it gets too dirty, I'll just dye it black. But in the meantime, the yellowing whites will just be perfect.
So it's still a very, very nice set of clothes, and for this next year, it's going to do quite well. Before we get into winter phase, one thing that Sir Goliston would have learned over the past autumn was Lady Lywin, who is the widow of Sir Amron, and her younger daughter Aviel. They left their demesnes, their manor, in the care of their stewards, and decided to stay with relatives in Brittany. So you probably heard that through Sir Gregor and, the whole grapevine that all you knights have.
It's very tragic for them.
So one final bit of bookkeeping before we get into winter phase. From the last adventure, you should be getting +2 to your hospitality passion and check your honor. We're doing this now because the order of operations in winter phase will matter.
All right, that's all set.
All right, so we're going to go and start winter phase for 533 with a yearly event. So can you make the first D20 roll?
2.
2 is good fortune. Can you make me another D20 roll and add 5 to the result?
8.
All right, and can you roll me 2d6, please?
5.
So what is a courtly skill that Sir Goliston has been wanting to improve?
Let's see. Is courtesy a courtly skill?
It is. I think you have a pretty decent courteous score.
I think it's just after last time, he's just I don't know. He does kind of like feel like he insulted his host a little bit, even though it might not have been perceived that way. He's still kind of just like reeling over how that went. But he would love to be a better dancer.
Okay. So do you want to choose dancing or courteous? courtesy?
Dancing.
All right. Well, apparently Sir Gregor agreed with you that you need to get better for dancing with all the events coming up. So for the next 5 years, you're going to be getting automatic checks in dancing because you found a mentor, someone who's going to be teaching you to dance better.
That's awesome. Do they have a name?
They might. What kind of name do you think it'd be?
Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a dance professor. I'm imagining he comes from
French.
some foreign land.
Yeah, like Aquitaine or something.
Yes. Okay.
You go the standard Jacques.
I like Jacques. We'll go Jacques.
All right. So for the next 5 years, you'll be getting automatic checks in dancing. So that was actually a pretty cool yearly event. The next step, of course, will be experience. So at this point, just go down and get all your checked skills, passions, and traits, and roll to try to fail them. Let me know what the differences are. We don't have to go line by line.
All right. I'm going to take a minute here and roll these out, starting with my personality traits.
And don't forget to give yourself a check in dancing because this came before the rolling.
Sorry, I'm just taking a second here because my traits just got like really messy, and I'm just kind of like need to do a little bit of erasing to figure out like so I can easily tell you which ones
what the actual values are.
Exactly.
Now it's part of the game. Okay.
So
what do we got?
Not a lot has changed for Goliston this winter year. So my chaste went up to 13. My energetic went up to 15. My reckless went up to 2. And otherwise, my personality remained unchanged in these times. As far as my passions, those all remained the same. That he still feels about the same. Basically, no more or less passionate about things.
What is your hospitality up to now, though?
My hospitality is 19.
All right. Make sure you remember that for your yearly glory.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Definitely factor that in. Just write that down really quick. Okay. For skills, my dancing went up 1, appropriately enough.
Yeah, Jock.
My hunting went up 1, and that's it. And that's my winter year. A lot of rest and relaxation.
No, we still have a little bit more. And part of that Wheel of Fate's turning means you get 1 year older. So increase your age by 1. What does that make Sir Goliston now?
23.
Still a young knight in his prime. All right. The next step would be economics. So you are being supported by the late Sir Amron as a rich knight this year. You don't have any children, so if you like, you could just, take better care of your horse if you want that money to go there.
Yeah, definitely. My horses are my children at this point.
All right. So I'll allow the swap of the bonuses because the next part is the stable rolls. So this is the first time you actually had a special horse. So we're going to roll a stable roll right now. So just basically roll me a d20. Higher is better.
6.
Your horse is healthy because that would have really sucked to lose him right away.
Yeah, I'm kind of like growing really fond of this white charger. I've named him Kelly, and I groom him constantly.
Or make Baldric do it.
Oh, I do it because I just think he's such a fine horse.
Excellent. So you've upped your horse damage from a D5 to a D6, getting back on a charger. It's even a nicer one than that chestnut one you lost to Sir Agravain a couple years back. But speaking of the stables, there's been a new resident who has taken charge of the kennels. So, for a few nights, there was a lot of barking and howling. And then you heard some dog fighting, and Sir Gregor's dog boy had to go and kind of separate some dogs. And this new dog is sort of taking charge of everything. He has dominated the other dogs and has driven away or killed the ones who haven't submitted to his leadership. He's like this big black mastiff who like doesn't really listen to anyone, but will take food from you. And you notice that the pups for this spring have all favored his same dark coat.
It's a nice dog.
Something about it is really familiar.
I think back to that time in the forest, just a year past with Baldric. Not even a year's past. It's actually pretty recent. So yeah, I think that would definitely be on my mind.
The next step in winter phase is marriage. You are currently not courting anyone, and I don't think you have any reason to start it right now. 7, you don't have any children. Family events. Could I get a D6 roll, please?
4.
Oh, you have a kin event. Can I get a D20 plus 5 roll?
6.
So one of your kin needs a loan of 60 denarii. So you could say yes and give it to him, or no and not give it to him, or you can give him more.
How much denarii is a libra?
So a libra is about 240 denarii. So it's basically a quarter of denarii, a quarter libra.
Does it specify which kin it is?
We can roll to find out. Give me a D20, please.
10.
It's one of your cousins.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for sure. I'm trying to keep my generous name, so
all right.
Yeah, definitely gonna give it to him.
Sure. Then you will check your just, and you give him the money.
How much is it again?
Quarter libra, 60 denarii. You could give him more if you like.
No, just the 60.
You're not that rich. You just heard that you're living life pretty well, giving extra food to your horse and all. All right. Next, we get to training and practice. So you could choose one of the following. You could change a personality trait, statistic, or passion. You could train skills up to 15 points. That's the one where you get 1d6 plus 1 skill points. Or you could train one skill up to 20.
Can I do the one where it's 1d6 plus 1 and you like spread it out?
Yep. Roll it.
Ooh, 5 points. Okay. So thinking about the embarrassment I faced during the Queen's that contest, the Queen's Knights. Sorry, what is it called again? The
contest of the Queen's Knights.
Yeah, the contest of the Queen's Knights.
Noting that she could choose whatever contest she wants for that. It's not always going to be falconry.
I think that like he's kind of just like thinking about the things that make him feel like inept, make him just kind of like feel like he's not up to snuff to be a knight, and wants to like improve on those. So let me see. Looking at that, I want to raise my courtesy 2 points. I would like to raise my falconry by 1 point, and I would like to raise my intrigue by 2 points.
Good choices. Now, as you fill out those new choices, we're going to get into the final point of winter phase, which is glory. So for year 532, you're going to be getting 259 glory plus your annual. And don't forget that extra 100 for being a chivalrous knight. So we're doing glory now. I'm adding 100 for my chivalry, correct? Correct.
Okay.
Plus your other annual stuff,
Yep.
Plus the 259 for the past adventure.
You said 259 for the previous adventure?
Correct. Plus your annual, plus your 100 glory for chivalrous knight.
2,143.
And that actually breaks the threshold for you to be a respected knight, and your glory bonus threshold and a glory point. So that's quite a big step for you, because in Pendragon there is mechanics for when people stop treating you like dirt.
So I'm now a respected knight.
Yeah.
Excellent.
News of your deeds have traveled far and wide. So that does give you another glory point. Have you put any thought of where that might go? You could get bigger again.
Oh, that is like so tempting, but it's like borderline comical at this point. Could I increase my constitution?
Absolutely. So increasing your constitution will bring it up to 17. That's your new major wound bonus. And also, it might change your healing rate and total hit points a bit.
Yeah, let me check that out really quick before I forget. My total hit points has gone from 35 to 36.
That's significant. That one extra hit point might help.
Yeah, Goliston's just been practicing feats of endurance. Or just like drinking a lot, maybe.
Both have to deal with con. So anyways, it is now 5:33, and as become a custom for you, you're making your way back towards Camelot. It's spring, and you've heard that the king is going to be starting this thing called the Pentecostal tournament. It's basically his big yearly tournament. There's a few smaller ones in the area, but Goliston's never really gone to a tournament, and Sir Gregor is wanting to kind of go and participate in a few of the events as well. Furthermore, you have word that Sir Gawain, nephew and heir presumptive of King Arthur at this time, is organizing a hunt with the end goal to capture a unicorn and add it to the Queen's growing menagerie. So there's a bunch of cool things going on this year. There's also the Queen's Knights, if Sir Goliston wants to give that a try again. But first, as you know, there's a few, things that you're tested on as a knight entering into Camelot and spending some significant time there. So one of the things that you are tested on this time is the skill of intrigue. So would you roll your intrigue, please? You can impassion if you like.
No, just barely. I almost made it. 9 on a 7.
Well, doesn't somebody now have some glory that would boost his skills that are courtly?
Okay, how would I use that?
So that would be added to your skill. So actually, if your skill is 9 and you rolled a 9, that's a crit.
Oh, excellent.
So first off, check your intrigue. And wow, I guess you're overhearing some hot gossip this year in Camelot. So I'm actually just going to read it word for word. So it's basically a couple ladies of the court who are chatting, and one of them says to another, "Have you heard the sad news? Lady Lywin, the brave lady who fought off the evil Sir Burlot last year, just died." "Oh, Sir Abern's wife, I believe it was. She died of a broken heart." "Well, I'll tell you, their young daughter is lucky that Earl Wernice is a just liege lord. She'll stand to inherit a fine holding someday." So little bit of intrigue coming around that basically piques Sir Goliston's ears.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'm interested in who this Sir Abron, you said?
Sir Amron.
Oh, you said Sir Amron. Okay. Sir Amron and Lady Lywin.
Lady Lywin, his late widow, just died of a broken heart.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you were talking about somebody else's widow. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is some hot gossip.
Yep, and they have a young daughter who stands to inherit quite a bit.
Well, good for her, I guess. She poisoned her. Just kidding. I don't even suggest anything foul. I say, it's good for her.
Yeah. What does Sir Goliston think of it?
He thinks, wow, what a truly terrible situation that seems to keep getting worse. First the father, then the mother. Well, at least this girl stands to inherit something. That's his final thoughts on it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So you're kind of all gathered around outside the Royal Camelot Forest, and Sir Gawain is kind of like getting everyone together for that big hunt. Sir Gregor's there, and a lot of the other knights that you have kind of met in the past couple of years. And they're kind of pairing you guys off for teams to go on this hunt. And you are paired with none other than Sir Tor. It kind of takes you a while to remember who it is, but then you're like, oh yeah, that's the guy who wouldn't shut up about tennis. So you and Sir Tor are kind of paired up in your hunting party. Gawain is with King Arthur, of course, and I think Sir Gregor's off with some other knight you've never seen or heard of before. And the hunt is off as the hounds are loosed, and the whole lot of you tear away into the forest. Can I get some hunting rolls, please?
Yes. And can I impassion this hunting roll?
Absolutely. What sort of thing would impassion you?
So basically, once the dogs are let loose and they're kind of like barking and running along, I kind of like think about that ethereal hound. And I think about how I was like afraid of it, but it actually was kind of like watching over me and my squire on our journey. And I get very like invigorated about like just nature and like the dogs and just the whole atmosphere of the hunt. And I'm trying to kind of just like rile myself up, maybe ride a little bit faster on my charger, try to show out for Sir Tor a little bit. And I think maybe like leading up to the point where they let the dogs out, I probably would have been like talking to him about how, there's this mastiff in the I'm telling him the story about this mastiff that is just like, just the alpha of the pack, and just like all the other dogs, like, they don't even stand close to this hound that I've seen. And I'm just like telling him like all about this dog. And then, yeah, just like once the hounds are released and that starts happening, I kick the horse and I try to really give it my all.
So if you want to impassion, what passion are you going to draw upon for this strength energy?
Energetic.
Those are traits here. Passions would be like
loyalty. My bad. Oh yeah. Probably just my honor.
Sure. Yeah. You want to show out like, hey, I'm a respected knight now. I want to show what I'm made of, sort of thing. Yeah. So roll your honor.
That's a pass, 16 on an 18.
All right. So that would make, so you'd then be inspired. You would get a plus 10 on your hunting roll if you choose to do that. So what would what's your current hunting skill?
Now 11.
Now
from I got better since last time.
All right. So you need you're rolling pretty well. Sorry. If it's 11 plus 10, so 21. So you need to get 19 or better to crit.
That's an 8.
All right. So you pass it. So you kind of tear off out in the front of the pack. You see only a few people ahead of you. Like you see Gawain and Arthur taking off, and you're like right on their trail, keeping up with them. Sir Tor kind of he's really into the riding thing, but he doesn't seem to be really much into the whole hunting thing and being in the woods thing. And as you like duck under a tree limb, like it does one of those things where it snaps back and like puts a big rip in his really nice tunic that he wore, and he just looks kind of pissed that but he kind of keeps up with you, and you keep following the sound of the hounds. Can I get another hunting roll?
That's a 19.
So that would be a crit because you're still impassioned for this. So you take off, and you actually brush past Arthur and Gawain, and now you are leading this hunt. It's the dogs, then you, and you're kind of like right behind at the dog's heels, and you come to a stream. Can I get another hunting roll?
2.
So at the stream, the dogs kind of pause to kind of sniff the air, but you kind of have a full like steam about you. Do you want to go left, right, or straight? Because you'd be basically overcoming the hounds if you kept going, or you can stop and wait for the hounds to find the scent again.
I'm going to stop and wait for the hounds to find the scent. I'm kind of like, I feel like the hounds are what's guiding me right now, so I'm not going to ride out past them.
Sure. It takes a while, and during that time, a lot of the other knights who were with you kind of catch up, and the dogs are sniffing around, and it seems that one of them is going like into the stream and kind of following the stream up, and it looks like it's having a hard time following the scent. Can you make me a fairy lore roll?
That's a fail. 9 on a 2.
I must have lost the scent. Anyways, a lot of the knights are kind of chattering around. You kind of get a nod from Sir Gawain at the progress that you made. But a lot of them are kind of trying to decide which way to go. And Arthur suggests splitting up to look for it. So as king, he decides to go across the stream and take straight ahead. Would you like to go left or right? Because you are kind of still, you got there first, so you kind of got a choice in the matter.
Sir Tor, let's take left.
If we must. And he kind of like crosses the stream in his horse, and like he's not very, like his horse isn't quite tall enough, so his feet kind of drag, and he's like a little fed up with it, but he kind of follows you to the left.
I'm going to ask him on the way. I'm going to be like, Sir Tor, do you not find pleasure in hunting?
Well, sir, I find pleasure in many things. There are certain things that are more pleasurable than others, but this is what the king wants. This is what Sir Gawain wants. So, as loyal friends and knights of the Round Table, and then he kind of stops and realizes that he's talking to you and you're not a Round Table knight. Then he says, well, us Round Table knights at least stick together.
Ah, indeed.
So he checks his loyalty and probably needs to spend another lira on new hose later, but he follows you to the left side of the fork. So can I get another hunting roll as you're trying to search this area out?
Am I still impassioned?
How long are you going to wait around? Or are you just like taking off again?
I think I'm probably being a little bit more careful now. I'm not really I'm not really just like bolting ahead. I'm trying to save the glory for like Arthur and the others, of course, but I am just trying to like do as best as I can. Yeah, so I think I'm just kind of like taking a more careful approach now than like
sure.
a guns blazing approach. And I got a 19, so
okay. So you kind of lost the trail a little bit, but you're still kind of like into it. You're still wanting to find it, so you'd have to spend some more time looking for it. Can you make me an awareness roll, please?
9 on a 9.
All right. So it's taking a long time to try to find the path, and Sir Tor kind of like looks around and he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna head back. All the more glory to you, man. But this is not really my thing.
Are you sure? We're hot on the trails. I can sense it.
And you see him like swatting mosquitoes, and he looks like he has like these yellow hose on, and they're like brown all the way up through his shins. And he's like, well, again, all the more glory to you. Maybe I'll see you later. There's a feast tonight.
Indeed, Sir Tor. I'll see you at the feast. Safe travels back.
Yeah, and the usually cheery Sir Tor is kind of like muttering to himself how much he loves this sort of activity. But you, on the other hand, as soon as Sir Tor kind of disappears, you turn your head and checking your awareness skill because you critted it. You see something white and horse-like in the distance.
I become very still. I'm trying to think of what to do, how to proceed. Do they capture these unicorns alive? I'm assuming they do, or do they hunt them and mount them?
Well, the intent was to bring it back alive for the Queen's menagerie.
Of course.
But there is still glory in killing it.
I'm trying to, so I'm like I probably just spot like a little bit of this white, shape in the bushes, and I'm probably just like frozen still trying to think of what to do. Like do I walk up to it and try to charm it? Do I try to lure it over with food and maybe use like a rope to tie it? He's like trying to be careful not to spook it, and he's going to step down from his horse and just kind of like slowly walk up to it with a little bit of horse feed in his hand.
Sure. So you're kind of sneaking along. I'm not going to make you roll hunting again. And you're getting much closer to this thing, and it brings its head up and it notices you, but it's not moving.
I slowly put my hand out with the food in my palm, and I'm just like, come here now. And I'm trying to like kind of just like slowly approach it.
So you got like some like a bag of oats or something that you brought, and it puts its nose into it and it starts eating it, and you start stroking its mane, and you realize that it's not a unicorn, but it's a very fine white horse. Like you're looking at it, and it's like some sort of really fancy palfrey, and then you kind of hear in the distance like a voice saying, "That's hooks. That smarts."
Oh, sounds like somebody's in trouble. And I'm like still kind of like petting the horse a little bit, and I want to see like if I can maybe like I don't really know like how that works, but would he be able to kind of just like maybe like tie a rope around the horse and like just like walk it back to the
Yeah, sure. So you probably have like a piece of leather or like a rope from your own horse. So you could like loop it around the horse's neck if you like and lead it back over.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But is there any way I can kind of like secure it and then go see if I can get closer to where that voice was if somebody's in trouble?
Like tie it to a tree?
Yeah. Just tie it to a tree. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you tie the end of the rope to a tree. Seems snug enough. So then you kind of like start walking along, and you're by yourself at this point. No one else is around. Sir Tor's long gone. This is not a sort of thing that Baldric was invited to. So it's like you're alone in the woods for like one of the first times in your young life. And you hear like this, like it's like a dainty complaints of a woman, and you kind of you're creeping along, and you see, she's a young damsel, and she's perched on a fallen tree, and she appears to be nursing a twisted ankle.
I see her, and I kind of like I kind of like straighten myself up, and I approach, and I take a knee before her, and I'm just like, "Milady, you seem to be injured. Is there any way I can assist you?"
Yes. And she kind of hasn't like really looked away from her ankles yet. And she's like, my horse threw me and wandered off by those trees over there. Would you be a gallant knight and fetch her for me? I'm not liking the thought of having to walk back to the court.
Indeed. Stay right here. I believe I found your horse, and I've secured him. He's just snacking on some oats right now. I'll go retrieve him for you. Stay here, my lady.
And
I go back and get.
She sort of nods. So you find the horse again without a whole lot of effort. It's right where you left it.
And I untie it. I'm walking him back over, talking to him the whole time. I'm just like, Goliston's kind of grown really fond of horses ever since getting this white charger in his life. It's just like, it's beyond just the horses that he's used as like a tool essentially. And it's kind of like more of like a pet or a friend. And he really has just grown attached to the horse. And so he just like really likes horses in general now. So he's just kind of like bringing this horse along, just kind of like, really kind of like gingerly. And he'll kind of try to make a show of his connection with the horse as he passes it back off to the woman in distress. like kind of showing that he has like good control and good like horse handling. Like, you know what I mean? He's kind of trying to like
Are you trying to show off a little bit?
He's trying to show off a little bit, yeah, because it's a girl.
Yeah. Do you want to roll horsemanship?
Yes, I do. Nice. I got a 1.
All right. It counts. Check your horsemanship. You're not doing anything fancy, but you're maintaining control over it. And you're kind of leading this horse back over to her, and she's excruciatingly lovely. Like, she has this beautiful red dress on. She has really blue eyes. Her dark hair is just like falling in curls that are just cascading over her shoulders. And she kind of like puts her hand on the horse and, kind of asks for help up.
I help her up.
And she's staring down at you, like petting the horse, and says, "Oh, thank you, good night." And she's
indeed.
Yeah, she kind of goes back to like petting the horse's mane, and she's like, "This is a very lovely horse, but it's not my horse. Though I dare say whoever lost her will be glad she's found. You know what they say about beggars and choosers."
I was so certain it was yours. A lovely horse, certainly fit for a lovely lady. And he kind of like blushes as he says that.
Would you like to roll flirting?
Yes. Another 1.
Well, it's a success, so check your flirting. And she kind of smiles at that and looks down and says, "Well, I don't wish to abandon my own mare," and looks at you with these like really beautiful blue eyes and says, "Would you by chance?" And then the horse bolts. I like knights. Do you like knights too? If so, check out our Scion, Temptation, and 13th Age games for more chivalric role-playing.